Have you ever paused to reflect on why some people can simply disappear from your life as if they were never really there, leaving no trace behind, while you find yourself repeatedly thinking about them, replaying memories and moments for weeks or even months afterward? Why is it that certain individuals appear to have an almost effortless ability to release others and move on, while so many of us remain emotionally stuck, feeling almost addicted to someone's presence even when they are no longer a part of our lives? This isn't a question of weak willpower, and it isn't solved by endlessly repeating to yourself that you should forget or just move on. The truth is far deeper than that. The reason lies hidden in the intricate workings of your mind, in subtle, unconscious patterns that were formed over years, mechanisms that keep you attached to someone who is emotionally absent or unavailable. Your mind, your body, and your nervous system are responding to a set of ingrained habits and biological impulses, not to conscious choice alone. Understanding these hidden dynamics is the key to freeing yourself from the invisible chains of emotional dependency. Today, we will delve into ideas and insights that can completely shift how you relate not only to others, but most importantly, to yourself. By gaining clarity on these patterns, you can begin to cultivate emotional freedom, healthier relationships, and a stronger connection with your own inner world. If this message resonates with you and you feel it could help others as well, take a moment to like and subscribe. Even the smallest gesture like this makes a profound difference. It allows me to continue creating content designed to empower, transform, and bring meaningful change to people's lives. 1. The invisible psychology of why we can't let go. When you find yourself unable to emotionally detach from someone, it's not because your brain is broken, it's functioning exactly as it was designed to operate, just in circumstances that no longer serve your highest good. Let me break down what is happening within your nervous system. Your primitive brain, the ancient part that has been with humans for thousands of years, cannot tell the difference between a real physical danger and emotional loss or rejection. To it, losing someone significant feels like a threat to survival. That's why you experience that gripping anxiety in your chest, the sense of desperation, the fear that something catastrophic might happen if you don't regain that person's presence. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, is released whenever you experience physical or emotional connection with someone. But here's a crucial point. Oxytocin does not differentiate between healthy and harmful relationships. This is why your body can become chemically attached to someone who consistently causes you pain. Attachment is biological, not moral. Layered on top of this is what psychologists call the intermittent reward cycle. Each time that person reaches out after a period of distance, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. This is the exact same chemical process that drives gambling addictions. The unpredictability does not free you. It traps you even further. I recall a woman who came to see me for guidance. She had spent 2 long years trying to erase a man from her mind, a man who had left her for someone else. Yet every time he sent a casual message, she would be elated for weeks afterward. Her nervous system had learned to associate those tiny fragments of attention with emotional survival. Once you recognize that attachment is not a conscious choice, but a biological response, you can begin to work with your nervous system rather than fight against it. The first step is not forcing yourself to forget, but understanding that your body is reacting to patterns that can be reshaped. Thanks to neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to form new connections, you can retrain your mind to associate well-being with your own presence rather than with someone else's. Achieving this, however, requires patience, gentle self-compassion, and deliberate strategies that go far beyond mere willpower. 2. Distinguishing love from emotional dependency. The line between truly loving someone and needing them to feel whole is extremely thin, but this line separates freedom from emotional captivity. Many of us, particularly women, have confused these two states for years. Authentic love is expansive. It makes you feel more like yourself, more aligned with your essence, more fully alive. In healthy love, having someone present in your life is a joy, but their absence does not destroy your inner world. You can feel sadness, you can miss them, but your sense of self remains intact. Emotional dependency, by contrast, is constricting. It makes you feel small, anxious, and constantly on edge. You rely on another person's validation to feel worthy. Their moods dictate yours. Their words have the power to lift you to the highest highs or plunge you into despair. In dependency, your sense of self disappears. You adjust your personality to fit what you imagine they want, neglecting your own needs, your own desires, your own inner voice. I once worked with a woman who said something I will never forget. When he looked at me, I existed. When he didn't, I vanished. That perfectly captures the essence of emotional dependency. Your existence feels contingent on the attention of another. Healthy love, however, emerges from your fullness. You do not love to fill a void. You share your abundance. You do not seek completion from someone else. You welcome someone who complements an already satisfying life. This distinction is transformative. When your emotional dependence governs your decisions, fear of abandonment drives your choices. You tolerate unacceptable behavior, rationalize the irrational, and betray yourself repeatedly to avoid losing that person. Loving from your center, however, gives you the freedom to stay or walk away consciously. Ask yourself not, how much do I love them? But, how much of my essence do I lose when I am with them? If the answer is significant, what you feel is not love, it is dependency, and dependency can never form a healthy foundation for any relationship. 3. Why your brain keeps you attached to unavailable people. There is a strange fascination in your mind with what it cannot possess. This is not mere coincidence. It is evolutionary biology working counter to your emotional health in the modern world. Grasping this mechanism is key to freeing yourself from patterns that cause ongoing suffering. Consider the scarcity effect. Your brain assigns greater value to what appears rare or hard to obtain. Someone fully available may feel ordinary, even uninteresting to your nervous system. But unpredictability or emotional distance triggers your primitive brain to chase that reward, releasing intense dopamine spikes. This explains why someone who leaves you on read for hours can feel more exciting than someone who responds immediately. Your nervous system misinterprets uncertainty as passion and anxiety as love. Emotional investment amplifies this effect. The more energy, time, and emotion you pour into someone, the harder it becomes to detach, whether or not they reciprocate. Your unconscious mind reasons, "I've invested so much, it must be worth it." This mirrors the behavior of a gambler continuing to bet after losses. A client shared how she became obsessed with a man who barely acknowledged her messages. For months, she analyzed every word and silence, living in constant anxiety. Only when he explicitly told her he wasn't interested did she feel relief. The uncertainty had been more addictive than the rejection itself. Confirmation bias also plays a role. Once your mind labels someone as special, it filters reality to reinforce that belief, ignoring all signals of unavailability. A casual message is read as a declaration of love, a smile interpreted as a promise. Meanwhile, emotionally available people often feel dull or uninspiring because your brain, accustomed to instability, mistakes steadiness for lack of passion. To break free, you must retrain your brain to value consistency and genuine emotional availability over drama and unpredictability. This goes against your primitive instincts, but it is entirely possible once you understand that what feels like passion is often disguised anxiety. 4. The mirror effect. What they reflect about you. Everyone who enters your life, especially those you cannot release, acts as a mirror, highlighting aspects of yourself that require healing. This is not mystical, it's deep psychological truth. People who trigger intense attachment are activating wounds within you: abandonment, invisibility, inadequacy. They do not create these wounds, they reflect them, exposing areas for growth. Ask yourself, what am I seeking from this person that they cannot provide? Approval, attention, love, respect? Then trace it back. When in your life did you first crave this and not receive it? Often, these unmet needs originate in childhood. Those attached to emotionally distant adults may unconsciously seek in partners the love they lacked from a parent. One woman told me she repeatedly chose men who treated her as invisible. We discovered that her father, absorbed in work, had never truly seen her. Her adult partners unconsciously replicated that same dynamic. Attachment also relates to Jung's concept of the shadow. You are drawn to people who embody traits you've suppressed. The good girl may be attracted to rebellious or chaotic personalities. The disciplined, responsible individual may be fascinated by uncontrolled, unpredictable partners. But crucially, others cannot heal you. Only you can provide for your own unmet needs. Seeking externally what must be cultivated internally ensures repeating the same cycles. The transformative question is not, how can I make them love me, but what within me needs attention so I no longer require the love of someone unavailable. True detachment begins when you give yourself what you were seeking elsewhere. You stop seeing that person as the enemy and start seeing them as a teacher showing where to focus your healing energy. 5. Reprogramming attachment patterns. Changing attachment styles is not about reading a book or repeating affirmations. It is deep work, rewiring your nervous system to respond differently to human relationships. Early experiences shape attachment as survival strategies. If your primary caregiver was inconsistent, your brain learned hypervigilance, decoding subtle cues, anticipating rejection. These patterns were protective then, but restrictive now. Regulating your nervous system is the foundation. When obsessively thinking about someone, your body is in survival mode, making conscious choices impossible. Self-regulation must come first. Techniques like conscious breathing are powerful. The 4-7-8 method, inhaling 4 seconds, holding 7, exhaling 8, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling safety. You must also experience secure attachment in real life through consistent friendships, therapy, or self-soothing. Each time you experience reliability, your brain forms new pathways linking love to safety rather than anxiety. I recall a woman with marked anxious attachment. For months, we practiced self-regulation. Every time she wanted reassurance from others, she first learned to provide it to herself. Over time, she gradually trained her nervous system to trust that she could be her own source of emotional stability, that she didn't need someone else to regulate her feelings. A key part of this journey is emotional reparenting, learning to become the caregiver your inner child always needed. When feelings of attachment anxiety arise, instead of looking for comfort or reassurance from the person who triggers that anxiety, you learn to speak to yourself with the kind of gentle, loving voice you long to hear as a child. Another essential step is gradually opening yourself to healthier relationships. If your patterns have always drawn you toward emotionally distant or inconsistent people, being with someone consistent may initially feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. Your brain may misinterpret stability as dullness because it has been conditioned to thrive on emotional turbulence. You must consciously train your nervous system to value calmness, reliability, and peace over chaos and intensity. This process is rarely linear. There will be moments when it feels like you have slipped backward, when nostalgia for old habits or familiar emotional patterns is powerful. That is completely normal. Each time you deliberately choose a new, healthier way of responding over old habits, you are reinforcing new neural pathways. Gradually, what is nurturing and stable will feel more familiar than what is toxic or disruptive. 6. Mastering the art of loving without losing yourself. Loving someone without sacrificing your own identity is one of the most advanced and subtle skills a person can cultivate. It requires a careful equilibrium between openness of heart and self-integrity, between generosity and autonomy. Many women oscillate between two extremes. Either they lose themselves entirely in the love of another, or they build such rigid protective walls that genuine intimacy becomes impossible. Healthy love begins with clear, flexible boundaries. These are not rigid walls designed to keep people out, but permeable membranes that allow closeness while maintaining your sense of self. Boundaries regulate what enters and leaves your emotional space. When you love from a place of personal integrity, you do not require the other person to change, control, or behave in a specific way in order for you to feel safe. Your emotional well-being rests within you, not in their choices or actions. This doesn't mean you are unaffected. It means their behavior cannot destabilize or define your inner peace. Differentiation is a central skill here. It means being able to remain emotionally close to someone without absorbing their feelings as if they were your own. It is the ability to empathize without losing yourself in sympathy, to support without rescuing, to love without expecting a specific response in return. One of the clearest signs that you are loving from your integrity is that you are not afraid of the relationship ending. Not because the relationship is unimportant, but because you know your internal world remains whole, independent of external circumstances. Paradoxically, this makes relationships stronger because there is no desperation, no clinging, and no emotional manipulation. I once met a woman who shared something profoundly beautiful. I learned to love like trees love. I extend my branches toward the light, but my roots are deeply anchored in my own soil. That image perfectly illustrates what it means to love fully without losing yourself. It also highlights the importance of maintaining your own passions, friendships, and dreams. This is not selfishness. It is the recognition that when you stay connected to your own essence, you bring far more to any relationship. A person who loses themselves in love cannot offer authentic connection. They can only offer dependency masquerading as love. The art of loving without losing yourself is about fluidity, moving between intimacy and independence, between us and I. You learn to merge emotionally during moments of closeness while returning safely to your own center, without interpreting separation as loss or betrayal. Healthy intimacy is like a dance. Sometimes you move very close, sometimes you step apart, but both partners retain their own rhythm. Loving in this way allows you to grieve when a relationship ends without losing your identity. You can miss someone deeply without needing them back to feel whole. This is true emotional freedom, loving fully while being capable of letting go completely when necessary. 7. Cultivating inner security so you no longer depend on anyone else. True inner security is not developed overnight. It is a lifelong pursuit that begins the moment you take full responsibility for your own emotional well-being. This is the dividing line between living from scarcity and living from a place of emotional abundance. Authentic security means your sense of self-worth does not fluctuate according to the opinions, actions, or approval of others. This does not mean you disregard others' viewpoints entirely. It means they do not form the foundation of your self-esteem. Your value is a constant, not a variable dependent on external validation. Building this security requires becoming your own closest ally. This may sound cliché, but it is profoundly practical. Speak to yourself with the same compassion you would offer a beloved friend. Protect yourself from your own harsh inner critic. Celebrate your achievements and console yourself gently through failures. Conscious solitude is a critical part of this journey, not the loneliness that comes from isolation, but the chosen solitude that allows you to reconnect with yourself. In these quiet moments, you learn to enjoy your own presence and find peace within your own inner world. Creating nurturing rituals is another powerful tool. These can be as simple as brewing tea with full attention, or as elaborate as dedicating an entire afternoon to activities that feed your soul. Such practices teach your nervous system that you can be a source of comfort and joy for yourself. Cultivating a firm relationship with your values and principles is equally important. When you are clear about what truly matters to you and maintain your non-negotiable boundaries, the external world may fluctuate, but your inner center remains stable. Your values become your compass, guiding every choice. I worked with a client who spent months learning to say no without feeling the need to justify herself. Initially, she experienced guilt, fearing she was being selfish. Gradually, she recognized that every no to something she didn't want was a yes to what truly mattered. Honoring your own boundaries strengthens inner security immensely. Forgiveness toward yourself is another key pillar. Everyone has made mistakes, acted from wounds, or made decisions they later regretted. True inner security includes embracing your past, imperfections, and missteps fully. When inner security is solid, relationships become conscious choices rather than necessities. You choose to be with someone because they enhance your life, not to fill an emotional void. You share your abundance instead of seeking someone to complete your lack. This transformation doesn't happen instantly. It requires daily commitment, prioritizing yourself even when external voices call it selfish. But once you have built that foundation, nothing and no one can permanently unsettle you. And from that place, you love more authentically, choose more wisely, and live more fully. 8. The sacred practice of letting go, rituals for emotional liberation. Letting go does not happen simply because you intellectually decide it should. It is a conscious, intentional act, performed with ceremony and reverence for your own healing. It involves creating a sacred space where you honor everything a relationship gave you before releasing it completely. Many people try to let go as though pressing a button will erase all emotion. I've decided not to think about them, and that's it. But authentic emotional detachment is more like bidding farewell to someone who has passed. It requires deliberate mourning, a process of honoring what was before creating space for what will be. Letting go does not mean denying your feelings, diminishing the impact of the person on your life, or pretending you didn't care. It means fully integrating the experience, extracting every lesson, and releasing it with gratitude. A powerful method begins with writing a letter you will never send. Pour onto the page all the feelings you could never express: love, hurt, disappointment, forgiveness, gratitude. Continue until you feel fully emptied of all emotions connected to that person. This letter is not for them. It is for your own inner processing. Next comes the ceremonial act. You may burn the letter safely, imagining the smoke carrying your emotions skyward. You may bury it in the earth, symbolizing that the experience will nourish your growth. The physical gesture helps your unconscious mind register that you are truly letting go. I met a woman who created an extraordinary ritual. She wrote her words on rose petals and threw them one by one into the sea from a cliff, watching the waves carry them to the horizon. She felt a profound release as the final petal disappeared. You can also conduct an energy reclamation ritual. Visualize every fragment of your heart, focus, and vitality that you left with that person, and imagine it returning to you. Place your hands over your heart, breathe deeply, and repeat: I reclaim all my energy. I reclaim all my power. I reclaim all my essence. Your ritual can also include a declaration for your future. You are not only letting go, but creating space for healthier, more fulfilling experiences. Write to your future self about the kind of love you want to attract and how you want to relate to yourself moving forward. Honor every emotion in this process. Cry if you must. Celebrate relief. Embrace fear with compassion. Every feeling is valid and necessary in conscious release. After the ritual, commit to avoiding old habits that trigger nostalgia. Don't check social media, ask mutual friends about them, or revisit old photos or messages. Each time you feel the urge to reconnect emotionally, recall your ritual and reaffirm your commitment to your new path. Letting go is rarely a one-time event. Repeat it whenever you need to reinforce detachment. Over time, these practices teach you that you hold the power to free yourself consciously from any attachment that no longer serves your growth. Emotional detachment is not coldness, it is liberation. It is not about ceasing to love, but about loving from a place of clarity and health. When you detach from someone who is unavailable, you free yourself from that specific suffering while opening space for deeper, reciprocal, and more enriching love. This process takes patience and self-compassion. Every step toward emotional freedom is a gift to yourself and to every relationship you will create in the future. Before you go, take a moment. Thank yourself for being here, for listening, for showing up today. You don't have to have everything figured out. Just keep taking small steps. I'll see you in the next story.